Your anxiety has made predictions about your life thousands of times. How often has it been right? Not close, not it felt real, actually right. The thing you feared happened exactly the way you feared it. The answer is almost never. And there's a study that put a specific number on it. Here's a pattern you might recognize. Something is coming up, a difficult conversation, a presentation, a medical result, a text you're waiting on. And your mind starts going worst case to worst case, building a story about how badly it could go. And somewhere inside this feels useful, like you're preparing, like the thinking has a purpose. It doesn't. In 1999, psychologist Thomas Borkovec and his colleagues at Penn State ran one of the first serious studies on what actually happens to the things we worry about. They asked participants to track their worries over time, specifically, whether the things they feared came true. 85% of their worries never happened at all of the 15% that did. 79% said they handled the outcome better than they expected. Do the math. Approximately 3% of worries produced a negative outcome the person couldn't manage. 3%. Your anxiety's track record is 3%. Your brain has an ancient threat detection system, the amygdala, designed for a world where threats were physical and immediate. It cannot tell the difference between a tiger in the grass and an email you haven't sent yet. When it detects a potential threat, it floods your system with cortisol and tells the prefrontal cortex, the reasoning part, to stand down. Your brain hands the wheel to the most primitive, catastrophizing part of itself. And that part has one job: assume the worst, always. It's not trying to torture you. It's trying to keep you alive. It just hasn't updated its threat model in about 200,000 years. The cruelest part of this is that worry feels like control. If you think through all the bad outcomes, you tell yourself maybe you can prevent them, maybe you can prepare. But worry isn't preparation. Preparation has a specific endpoint. You finish the plan and stop. Worry loops, there is no finish line. There is always one more scenario your brain hasn't catastrophized yet. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." He wrote that 2,000 years ago. The research caught up, eventually. Question 1. Is this a problem I can act on right now? If yes, take the smallest possible action. Write one sentence of the email, make one call. Anxiety shrinks when you do something real with it. If no, that's your signal. This is not planning. This is the loop naming. This is my brain doing the loop. Question 2. What's the realistic outcome? Not the worst one. Not toxic positivity specifically. What's most likely to happen? Your anxious brain defaults to worst case. Realistic thinking is a deliberate choice that requires you to override the default. Question 3, the hardest. Can I handle it if the bad thing happens? You've handled things before that felt unsurvivable before they happened. The answer, historically, has always been yes. Your brain doesn't give you credit for this. It only catalogs the threats. Start giving yourself the credit. Back to the thing you're worried about right now. Your anxiety has already run the worst case scenario, probably more than once. Here's the other number, 97%. 97% of the time, the outcome was manageable. Not painless, not anxiety isn't broken. It's doing its job, just the wrong job for the wrong era. You don't have to stop feeling anxious. You just have to stop treating it as information.